Hi, this is Joe heading west, and this is what's in my EXO gear review. I would guess I would call myself somewhat of a minimalist and like nice gear, but I don't really want to pay full price or even close to full price for my gear. So I'm going to go in a little bit about how you can go backcountry hunting on a budget today. First off, I'm using the EXO 3500 for about a 7-day hunt. 7 to 8 days I can get gear in for the 3500. For that EXO, and did not pay full price, I use the Elk 101 10% discount, so I got my discount on my EXO pack. What's in my pack is I'm using 2 stash pockets, or 2 hip belt pockets, one on each side. I am using 2 stash pockets, one in the lid and one in the main bag. Within each hip belt pocket, on one hip belt pocket, I'm running wind checker and my cell phone, which is for my GPS, my camera as well. And the other side, I'm using my Leupold Rangefinder. And I also have a little tether system I do clip to the bag just for peace of mind that it's not going to fall out. Some of the essentials inside my bag itself that are going to kind of stay in my bag for most of the trip is my number one essential is my bathroom kit. So I got my toilet paper, my wipes, powder, and a hand sanitizer in there. I do have a first aid kit here in a small, really lightweight dry bag. And in there I'm going to have bandages, some antiseptic wipes, duct tape, fire starter, emergency blankets, and gauze. Really lightweight, really small, but I hopefully have enough stuff to patch something up if I need to. Kill kit. Inside my kill kit I run Alaskan Game bags. I also have some paracord, a little piece of Tage to set elk quarters down on if needed during the process. I use a Havalon knife, and this is probably one of the best half-ounce pieces of equipment I own. It's a little Havalon blade remover. It's just that peace of mind when you get an animal down, the adrenaline's going, you got some blood and sweat and things like that, that you're not making a big mistake trying to change blades with your Havalon. You simply open this up, put in the blade, cinch it down, press, the blade comes off. You do the same thing to load a new blade. I actually bought a 4-pack of these for $8 and gave one to each of my hunting partners just in case. Next, in my pack, I keep these pretty much all the time, some walking sticks. You can pay a lot of money for walking sticks. I really didn't feel the need to. These might be a few ounces heavier than most. They come in at 10 ounces, not that bad. They're aluminum. They're Pacemaker walking sticks. I got them for $50. I do run a water bladder and a Sawyer Mini. I found that Sawyer Mini with 2 32-ounce bags and a 16-ounce bag for $22 on Walmart. It was a heck of a steal. I actually went back to buy another couple, and they had jacked up the price already, so I'm not sure if I got a wrong misquoted price, but I got a heck of a deal on the Sawyer Squeeze with a couple bags. I do bring along kind of like a Nalgene bottle as well to mix some rehydrate and some Spork in through my trip. For game calls and binos, I run Leupold binos. I usually run that in my Muley Freak Bino harness. I don't have it with me right now. I'll keep this in my Muley Freak Bino harness, obviously, and then some game calls. I'll put that in the front pouch. And this year I won a Elk 101 Bugle, so I'll be using that out in the field as well. Let's get into a little bit more here. Headlamp, I keep this in my lid. It's rechargeable, so I can use my rechargeable Anker battery bank for that. I also use that Anker for my phone as well. I do run in one of my stash pockets. I have what I call my hygiene kit. Toothbrush. I have this found this travel toothbrush that flips open. Little toothbrush right there. Toothpaste, deodorant. I'll keep some Advil PM in there. Some other pills if I need it. And also I keep a little itty bitty Sea to Summit pocket towel. This thing weighs less than 2 ounces, and it's just nice to have around just in case. For my cook system, I found a cheap kind of knockoff pocket rocket on Black Ovis. I think it was $45. It came with a couple pots. And I only take one small little 7-ounce gas container with me. I only do dehydrated meals at night. I don't do coffee, and I do a cold lunch, so I don't need anything fancy. This is what works for me. A long Sea to Summit Spork. I actually got that for Father's Day, a nice Father's Day gift. Let's get into some of the clothing, and really your clothing is where you can save a lot of money. We all want high-end clothing, but me personally, I don't want to pay for high-end clothing. I don't want to pay anywhere near retail, so kind of going to how I got my clothing kit. What I'm looking for my hunts is I'm in usually within the first 3 weeks of September, so it's not overly cold. We're constantly moving, so I don't wear a whole lot of clothing to begin with. So I'm going to have a base layer for my uppers. I'm going to have I like a grid fleece as well, and a puffy jacket. And I may or may not take rain gear as well. So kind of go into a little bit about my clothing and then what I saved on it as well from just kind of looking at the different companies. With that, if you want to save some money on clothing, it's okay not to match camo. As you see here, I have ASAT camo, I have a little Kuiu, I have Max 1, I have Fusion from First Lite, I have more Max 1. So you don't need to match your camo. You can save some money if you choose not to anyways. So with pants, I'm using the Prana Stretch Zion pant. I think I paid $59 for these, quite a bit less than you'd pay for a hunting pant. Sitka Traverse gloves, just a fleece glove, lightweight. I got these on Black Ovis for 10% off. My base layers. First Lite Llano. I bought this a few years ago when they were dumping all of their Max 1 stuff for really cheap. I got this for 40% off. And then First Lite, the Wilkin Infusion. I got this during the Tage soup sale. It saves some money on that as well. One other thing how you can save some money on clothing is if you don't care if you have the latest and greatest this year's clothing, you can buy last year's brand or a year dated gear, and it's brand new, but it's not the latest and greatest, and you're going to save money on it. So the Llano and the Wilkin are not First Lite's newest base layers. They work for me, and I got them for cheap. I also do really like, just in case for cold mornings, is the Kuiu zip-off bottoms. I also don't like sleeping with my skin on my sleeping bag. I like having something over my skin. So I'll sleep in these every night. And also the reason I carry 2 base layers is I'll wear one in the field during the day, and kind of when it gets all sweaty from the day, I'll hang it up. And I'll have a fresh Merino to wear when I go to bed at night. And then I'll wake up and I'll continue to wear that throughout the next day and just rotate every single day. Some people might not take 2 base layers, but I like it just because, once again, I don't like sleeping with my skin on my sleeping bag. Going along with base layers too, underwear, Black Ovis 50/50 boxers. These are awesome. They're durable as well. They're merino, 50% merino, 50% synthetic. I got these, I think, for $15 a piece on Camel Fire, so really cheap. Mid layer is a grid fleece. I really like the First Lite Halstead fleece. I found this for $50 on eBay. It was barely used. It's in great condition. So once again, if you know what you want in a clothing system and don't feel the urge to just buy, wait. And you can find some great sales after the hunting season's over with. And in January and February, Sitka and First Lite usually run their sales from all the merchandise that they didn't move from last year. They want to get rid of it so they can come in with the new merchandise for the following year. So you can find some really good sales in January and February. Puffy as well. I got an off-brand puffy from Midway USA. 14-ounce puffy. It fits me like a glove. I paid $50 for that thing. And it packs up super small. It's awesome. I can't believe I found it for that price. Some things I may or may not take is rain gear. Set of Kuiu rain gear, really lightweight. I didn't get the high end, I got the low end, the Teton, because I don't really need it for a lot. Actually, I got that for birthday and Christmas gift, some things that I asked for, so I personally didn't pay any money for that. I may or may not bring, depending on the weather, gaiters as well. If it's going to be kind of raining throughout the week, I'm going to bring them. If it's going to be dry and hot, I'm just going to leave them in the truck. Let's get into footwear. This is about the only thing I paid full price for is my new boots. I tried on a lot of boots this past year. I think this was the 6th pair of boots I tried on before I found a pair that really fit me well. And these are the Soleil Rapace boots. They're Gore-Tex lined. They have a nubuck leather. They're kind of an off-brand boot. They're a European boot in the mountaineering kind of community. They're not brown, they're not camo or anything like that. They're actually like kind of a dark blue. I don't really care. These boots fit me great. I did pay full price for these, but I got them with Clay at High Angle Hunter, and he took the time and really fit my foot. We tried on a lot of different boots, and I was just fine paying full retail for these boots with the service I got with Clay. Socks, darn tough socks. I run like the Micro Crew sock. I'll take 2 pair of these and just rotate them every other day as well. And then also I'll have I have an ASAT First Light beanie that I wear. I got that with a coupon from eBay. Instead of $40, I think I paid $30 for it, free shipping. I don't have that here right now. Sleep systems. Sleep systems is another thing that's going to eat up a big chunk of your budget. So if you want a really, really good quality sleep system, hold off, shop around, wait till that December, January, February point. With my sleep system, I went with Nemo, and I actually got a sleeping pad and a sleeping bag that were discontinued models that they were trying to get rid of because they were moving to kind of a new model. And when you look at discontinued models, there's nothing wrong with them. Companies just need to update their gear just basically to sell more. So I bought 2 quality pieces of my sleep system that were an outdated model and paid really good price for this. So I got a Nemo Tensor sleeping pad. And this thing is, I believe, 18 ounces, and it's a wide version, and I only paid $125 for this. Once again, it was a close-up model. Another close-up model is a Nemo Salsa 15-degree bag. This thing's super comfortable. I think it weighs 2.5 pounds, and I got this for $225, once again, a close-up model. I did buy a quilt for this year, may or may not try it out, but I bought a knockoff quilt from Mass Drop. It's a knockoff of the Enlightened Equipment quilt. I think I paid $220 for that, or a regular Enlightened Equipment Revelation quilt is going to run you about $300. For food, I cut some ounces on my food this year by switching to off-grid. These things are great. They pack a ton of calories, so I'll use this for my breakfast. I'll run some bars throughout the day. For lunch, I usually do a bagel with, I'll take a tuna packet along and some bagel and some cheese, and another Pro Bar for my mid-afternoon snack. And at night, I have some new off-grid entrees as well that I'm going to try. So I'll usually do my dehydrated meal at night. And all in all, this is my kit for 7 days. It's pretty minimalist. And I would say for the gear I have, I spent bottom dollar for it. I really tried to incorporate some high quality gear into my budget. And last year when I went, my kit weighed about 39 pounds. For everything in my bag weighed 39 pounds minus my bow and water for my 7 days. I think this year with a couple of tweaks, I'm going to get it down to about 37. And if I run my my quilt instead of my bag, I'll be at 36 pounds for 7 days. So not super ultra light, but I'm really happy with that weight for a 7-day elk hunting trip. And if you have any other questions about my gear or any other things that I may have left out, feel free to contact me at Head and West. Thanks.